Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa D'Amico, the curator at the Rockefeller Gallery, and I have the pleasure today of speaking with artist Hailey Schott. Hailey, so nice to talk to you.
I think too.
And Hailey, you have done at this point quite a few solo exhibitions as fundraisers for the park. Can you give me the backstory on that, how it all evolved?
So during COVID, I was going to the preserve often, and the staff had done so much for me that I had wanted to give back to the preserve.
Now, Haley, was the artwork, which came first, the exhibit or the art?
The artwork came before the exhibit.
So did you make the artwork with the intention of putting in an exhibit?
For the first year, I did not, but over the last couple of years, I had been creating artwork for the auction.
So tell me, what is your favorite medium? Because you're a good visual artist, but you're also a good photographer.
I like acrylics.
You do like
Yeah.
acrylics. What inspires you?
Nature and things I see at the preserve.
Does anybody influence your art in a good way, like teachers or your parents or friends? Like, is there any influence from the outside world that kind of affects what you do? Is that a tough question?
Yeah.
Um, Okay, I'll ask you another one then, because I am such a fan of your work, and you also have painted very generously a birdhouse for the upcoming auction, the Flights of Fantasy auction that we're having on Saturday, May 10th. So you work great with paints. Do you prefer working on paper, canvas?
Canvas.
Was working on the birdhouse a challenge?
No, I wouldn't say that it was a challenge.
What's your process? Do you do drawings or sketches first? How do you get to the final product?
I will sometimes do drawing on the on whatever I'm painting.
Do you have any like favorite artists?
I don't know.
That's okay. Do you take art in school?
Yes.
You do. What kind of influence have your art teachers had on your work?
Well, they helped me uh with different things for the um certain mediums.
See, I used to be an art teacher, a public school art teacher, and someone like you, a student like you who's got natural talent, I always felt like my role was to build their confidence, but also not so much tell them how to be an artist, but to show them, like you're saying, usage of the materials and techniques to so that they could do their craft, with a broader like spectrum and diversity. Do you feel that your art teachers have done that for you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really great. So tell me, when you were younger, before you started all of this with your exhibit that's an auction and a fundraiser, and you've done artwork for my exhibit. Tell me, what did you do when you were little? Did you do art?
Yes. I've always been interested in art.
When you were little, what kind of art did you do? Do you remember?
I would do paintings.
Even when you were little.
I would do paintings on paper. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Did you ever work with like markers and crayons?
Yeah.
If you met another teenager, what would you tell them if they said, I'm interested in doing art?
Uh, I'm not sure.
Well, okay. So let me ask you something totally different. When you had your first art exhibit, were you like, how did you feel about showing your work to the public? Because your work, you're creating this work probably at home, right? During COVID. So it's just you in your house, maybe with your parents. Um, what about now you're showing it to a big audience? How did that make you feel?
It made me feel happy that other people were seeing it and what I was doing.
Do you remember which of your pieces or which of your pieces is your most memorable piece? Like your favorite at this point?
I don't know. I like a lot of them are my favorites.
So are you working on, because you'll have another exhibit later this year. Have you started working on those pieces?
Yes.
How many pieces do you like? What's your plans for it? Do you want to do mainly paintings? Do you have a number in mind of how many?
I'm not, at this point, I'm not totally sure.
Do you ever use some of your photographs as inspiration for your artwork?
Yes, sometimes I will.
Do you know what the money was used for that you raised for the park?
Yes, so they went to purchase two all-terrain wheelchairs at the preserve.
That you must be really proud every time you see them
Yes.
because you're making a difference in the life of many people who otherwise maybe couldn't visit the park. That's awesome. So tell me, what is art like? What do you feel like art means to you? And what does it mean to other people? It's a big question.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a goal in mind when you create your artwork? I know you're doing it to raise money for a very good cause, but the people who buy your artwork, like, because I'm a painter too. So when someone buys my artwork, I also think about the fact that they're choosing to either live with my artwork or they're going to give it maybe as a gift. How does that make you feel?
It makes me happy that people enjoy the artwork.
Well, that's great. So listen, before we go, Miss Haley, is there anything else you'd like to share?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, listen, I recommend that everybody see your incredible birdhouse, and I'll put it in this video as well. On May 10th at the gallery at the Rockefeller State Park Preserve. And I also recommend that they see your solo auction exhibit at the gallery the month of November of this year. So listen, thank you so much for talking with me. I want you to know you are the youngest artist in, in this birdhouse exhibit, which is very cool. And you'll be in this upcoming coloring book, right? Yep. It's called Love Unites Us, and it's a charity fundraiser for PFLAG Rockland. So Haley, you make a difference in the lives of a lot of other people, and I just hope you know how proud I am and all of us are the work that you do through your artwork. It really makes a difference.